I'm sorry, Jeep is asking what for their all new, all electric SUV? Hey, it's Corey, pickup truck plus SUV talk. And yes, there is big news coming from Jeep because we finally have some details on their all electric baby Wrangler SUV. The 2026 Jeep Recon will be in dealerships at the beginning of the next calendar year. And yes, it has an eye-watering price of $65,000. That is the starting price. That does not include the $1,995 destination charge. So you're going to be spending a better part of $70,000 on this little baby Wrangler off-roader just to drive around in pure electric silence, if you will. So, what do we have here with the 2026 Jeep Recon? Well, as I've said, it very much mimics a baby Wrangler. It's really hard to get the scale from all these videos and some of the pictures, but judging by everything that I've seen, I'm guessing this is about a 9/10 scale Wrangler, really having more in line with the new 2026 Jeep Cherokee than it does the 2026 Jeep Wrangler, though it does steal some very nifty hardware and tech from the Wrangler, which we will get into and is probably extremely obvious to you here on screen. Yes, we have fully removable doors. We have a removable rear window. We have removable side windows. And we do have that Jeep one touch open air experience up above us that has become pretty popular on the Wrangler. And much like the 2026 Jeep Wrangler, Jeep has figured out how to make the door removal process on the Recon and Wrangler completely toolless. I don't know full details on that as of this recording, but yes, Jeep is touting a toolless door removal process on this Recon and the 26 Wrangler. In addition to being able to remove the doors, the rear quarter windows and the rear swing gate glass are also removable. That paired with a standard panoramic glass roof or the one touch sky open air experience means you really get a Wrangler like experience with EV quietness. So there is some appeal to this package, I would say. And much like the Wrangler and many other Jeep products, you will notice there is a trail rated badge on this one. Trail rated is kind of a big thing with Jeep because they say a vehicle has to master 5 different things in their off road mindset in order to earn that Jeep trail rated badge. And those things are traction, water fording, maneuverability, articulation, and ground clearance. Now, I don't have details on all of them, and I only have one picture of this Recon actually splashing through the water. So I can't tell you all about water fording, but I can say that the top Moab trim does ride on 33-inch tall tires and does boast a 9.1-inch ground clearance measurement. So I would say, yes, this in theory is a very capable vehicle. We do also know that it employs dual electric motors, one in the front, one in the rear, all getting their electricity from a 100 kilowatt hour battery that resides underneath the vehicle. Yeah, we'll get to that here in just a minute. But the front axle has an 11-to-1 drive ratio and an open axle. The rear drive motor has a 15-to-1 drive ratio and a lockable rear differential, which should make off-roading this just a little bit more capable. Not to mention the fact that this has a staggering 620 pounds-feet of torque, making this the torquiest and most powerful Jeep vehicle currently on sale. Yes, even more so than the V8 powered Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. Yes, we have 650 horsepower and 620 pounds-feet of torque. This thing is quite potent and has quite a bit of oomph when you mash the tall pedal. That means we are going to have some reinforced drive components underneath. And yes, we do have upgraded heavy duty half shafts and a and upgraded CV joints as well. So yes, more capability also means better, stronger, more robust components. Getting to the fact that this is an EV, we do have, as you can see on screen here, a front trunk for additional storage. And yes, there are those coveted Jeep trail rated badges letting the entire world know that yes, you have a vehicle that can traction and waterford and maneuver and articulate and clear ground. But yes, uh, uh, in addition to all of the off-road angles and dimensions I already mentioned, we do have 9.1 inches of ground clearance, a 33.8-degree approach angle, a 33.1-degree departure angle, and a 23.3-degree breakover angle, making this thing pretty capable off-road, I would say. And don't worry about puncturing that battery underneath because the entire belly is protected by high-strength steel. Moving inside here really quickly, we can talk about the interior of the Recon because it really is more Cherokee, Grand Cherokee than it is Wrangler. First and foremost, we have a 12.3-inch driver information screen and a massive 14.5-inch color infotainment screen running Uconnect 5, making that the single largest screen in any Jeep product, and that does even include the full-size Grand Wagoneer. So yes, lots of screen real estate in this. You can see we have multiple drive modes, very easily accessible here on the center console. And this Uconnect system does have special trail pages that have different information for when you're wheeling versus when you're driving. Again, the interior has a lot of recycled products in it and still needs to be weather resistant because, again, removable doors and opening roof and all that jazz. Recycled materials abound throughout, and we have this synthetic leather wrapping the seats on the inside. Let's talk a little bit now about the power of this. I already mentioned dual electric motors, 650 horsepower, 620 pound-feet of torque. Jeep claims a 3.2 0 to 60 time on this one. Now, I know that is a far cry from wheeling and off-roading, going into leaning into like crazy, insane acceleration numbers, making this an insanely quick little crossover SUV as well. So, yes, this thing is capable on the road and off the road, really putting to shame the V8 powered Wrangler Rubicon 392. This thing is the most powerful and the quickest Jeep you currently can get on sale. But all that brings me back to the price. It is no doubt that Jeep was really banking on the federal tax credit, the $7,500 tax credit, to help offset the cost when they initially teased this vehicle 3 years ago. But now, yeah, that EV tax credit is long gone and we're stuck with a $65,000 price tag plus destination charge for the starting price. That is the only number we know of so far. We already know the Moab trim will take it above and beyond that with its 33-inch tall tires and other off-road goodies. So I am very curious to know your thoughts down in the video comments below. What do you think of this new Jeep Recon? What do you think about the fact that we finally have the first ever electric vehicle with removable doors and a full Jeep experience here? Is this thing both fully a Jeep and fully EV all at the same time? As someone who has wheeled in the Hummer EV, I do like the simplicity of the suspension in this one, but I'm curious about how Jeep has handled all the recalls and problems we've seen on 4xe products, including their first ever all electric vehicle in the Wagoneer S. Do you need to know more on this 2026 Jeep Recon? Well, I have a full write up for you over at pickuptrucktalk.com where you can find out more details and see some more pictures of this all electric SUV. I've been Corey, and until next time, I will see you down the road.